Random one to mention. I stumbled across, I don't know, no, I do know. I consume a lot of YouTube content, loads of YouTube content, shock and horror, right? YouTuber, content creator, podcaster consumes a lot of content. Everyone's shocked. And I think because I engage a lot of it, I like stuff, I comment stuff, I'm always in streams, I'm watching other people's streams, I'm always around. I think my algorithm, my feed is really good. So nowadays, I'm getting some really interesting streams, especially in the DJ side of things, popping up on my main page. And today, I stumbled across this particular account called 240KMH. It's a YouTube account that has DJ live streams, but the DJ live streams are a bit different than what you're used to. They have this series called F to F, face to face. Now, usually in the DJ world, you have back-to-backs, and that's usually when two DJs will play together on one turntable or on one setup. And usually you'll go track for track or two tracks, you know, back to back. In this particular format, what they do with this live stream, they host them in really cool spaces all over Europe. They live stream it, of course, as an event. No, sorry, they record it as an event, not live stream it, they record it. But instead of having it as a back-to-back where they play on one, you know, on one setup, they have it as a face-to-face, and they each DJ has their own setup. And I think if I'm not mistaken, having done a bit of digging around, I think the concept is you play two tracks. So one DJ plays one track, the other one plays two tracks. No, sorry, they play two tracks each, but they're facing each other. So it's a really strange setup as a clubber, because you're going there and you're seeing, as you can see here in the middle, you see two DJs facing each other. You see the LED light bars and stuff. So it's an interesting setup of how it works. But first of all, I love how they set it up. It's really fresh and interesting. I love the spaces, and I just love the concept of just having DJs face each other, almost like a fight. Essentially, it's really strange. But let me play a clip for you here. This is a particular set called Cloudy, a person called Cloudy and a person called Cuckoo, F to F in Cologne, courtesy of the account called 240 or 240 KMH. This is a pretty cool little thing, and I would like to see it happen in London soon. Anyways, you get the gist. You get the gist of what's going on there. So you got two DJs facing each other, playing in this amazing warehouse space, really low ceilings, square room, loads of strobe lights and LEDs and all these things, strobe lights and spotlights everywhere going off at the same time. There's actually a really cool section there towards the 34-minute mark. If you watch the video yourself, you'll see it, where the lights were basically matching the beat. I'm assuming there's probably a plugin or a program that you use that can do that, or maybe it's actually the talent of the actual lighting guy who's hitting the lights at the same time to kind of match the beats. Who knows? Either way, fucking sick effect. But Chris Rizze makes a good point in the chat. Big up Chris Rizze in the chat. And this is something that I think is what makes this special. Chris Rizze says, without the strobe lights, it looks less interesting. It's a gimmick. I agree with you. It is a gimmick, but I think the strobe lights and the LEDs and stuff is what make it interesting. That's what makes it cool, what makes it stand out, and why this is necessary. I think I'm at a point now where I'm kind of getting bored of the same old club nights that I go to. It's the same old spaces. It's the same old approach. It's the same people playing for the most part, because, you know, the most popular people get the most bookings, right? So it's not the fault of the promoters, really. Don't blame them, because, you know, promoting, I'm sure some of you guys have tried to organize nights out or birthday dinners for yourselves, and you know how hard it is to get your friends out to come to have a dinner with you, celebrate your birthday. Even if you're paying, it's difficult. So let alone a rave, it's hard. So I don't blame promoters for always going for the same 10 to 20 people, because they guarantee you sell tickets, and putting on events these days and booking people is difficult. So I understand, but I think it's necessary on the other side of things for people who are coming up. Take a chance. I'd much rather, if it was me and I was still promoting, I'd much rather try and promote something like this, even though it's a gimmick, even though it's a bit corny and a bit cheesy and a little bit, you know, of the moment and too trendy, and maybe not gonna be a long-standing thing. I'd much rather create some moments and be able to make a mark, you know, while also platforming some underground quote-unquote DJs, than I would just trying to chase the same crowd that everyone else is chasing with the same bait faces and same bookings. So at least this is different, and it gives people like myself, I'm not probably even their, you know, client base, because I don't really like the genre of music they play there, but I think it gives people like myself, a raver in general, an option. I'm like, oh shit, this is something more interesting to go and check out. I don't always have to go to the same thing, so it gives me an option. I can go to see a typical night at a typical club and enjoy it if I want to, or these guys have got this other thing going on where it's a face-to-face platform thing, and you have to, you know, it's a different type of raving. Now, the other thing to give these guys credit for also, please let's give these guys credit for, have you noticed something in the crowd? Have you noticed something in the crowd? Even though this crowd is very young, from what I can see, it looks like anywhere between the ages of like 18 to like 32. Even though this crowd is very young, have you noticed something? No phones on the dance floor. There's no phones on the dance floor. And this obviously adds to the experience. This obviously adds to the vibe. This obviously adds to the feel. And it comes across on the video. You see people moving. Yes, a lot of them are standing because the very nature of the fucking rave, it's kind of focuses on the DJ, right? The lights in the middle, the bars, you can see everything. It's kind of, the focus is kind of on the DJ, which is maybe a little bit too much. But I still like the fact that looking across the crowd, the only cameras you see on phones are the people who are organizing the event. No one has their phone now at the actual place. Fucking brilliant. Now, I'm not too sure if it's because these people make the punters lock their phones up in lockers. I'm not too sure if they put a sticker over their phone like Berghain and other top clubs do. But I love it. I love that nobody on that dance floor has their phone out, because that adds to the rave, that adds to the experience. Everybody's actually locked in and present and is really enjoying themselves. No matter how gimmicky and how lame you may think it is, looking at it as a video or looking at it and just looking at the crowd even on mute, you can see people that are clearly enjoying themselves and having a good time. And that is actually a lot to do with the success of a party and how good a night is. It's making me think nowadays, like, you know what, I wonder if most club nights would be improved with just a complete blanket ban on fucking phones. Maybe the fact that you ban phones or you cover phone cameras, it stops people from behaving like idiots. It maybe puts off certain type of people who maybe aren't good for the overall crowd and rave and ambiance, because everyone there looks like they're on it. They're there to have a good time. People have their tops off, they're sweating, they're fucking raving. No one's there just like to chill and to stunt and to just, you know, chin stroke. They're there to fucking rave and have a good time. So maybe the phone thing is one of the aspects to it. But regardless, the concept of having two DJs face each other is fucking sick. I think as a DJ myself, the only problem I'd have with it, because I watched a couple of videos from their channel, as a DJ myself, one thing that's really awkward about live streaming as a DJ is that especially if I do it on my own at like Pirate Studios, I'm basically there by myself. And you are very conscious that you are playing by yourself in a room into a camera. It's really awkward. So I can imagine it's probably way more awkward in this platform when you're watching each other and you just have waiting for that guy to finish and you have to play your song after. Because allegedly, according to people I've read in the comments and what I've been able to, you know, surmise by digging in, you get to play 2 tracks each. And then you have to, and then, you know, that's how it goes. So it's face to face. So that might be the awkward thing of like, as a DJ, you're just kind of standing there waiting for the person to finish, you know? That might be the only thing that might be a bit awkward about the whole entire thing. But all in all, I love the idea behind it. I love the approach. I love that the DJs kind of communicate with each other and let each other know, hey, my song's about to finish, you go on and stuff. It looks a bit nerve-wracking, but it also looks like a fun thing to do and a fun place to go as a raver. And yeah, man, I would definitely go to a next event. According to what I've been able to surmise by checking their social media platforms, they do have a couple of events coming up very, 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 very soon. They actually have one in Glasgow that's kind of near, I guess, to me. Not really, but, you know, the closest. And they have an event actually in Berlin. So the Berlin event is meant to be happening on the 6th of July. And then they have an event on Glasgow on the 30th of August. The 6th of July thing is as follows. The post says, Face to Face 3.0. We're back in Berlin for our third edition, and after the last one blew up, we're locked and loaded for another one at Club Ost. Oh, Club Ost is a really good club, by the way. Oh, look at the lineup. Okay, the lineup. Look at the lineup they got here. The lineup of people playing. You got Cuckoo and Kanda, the same person we saw previously. Secret Cat and someone called Peelin Vidis. Someone called Hit My Low. That's a really good name. I like that. That's a good DJ name. I really like that. Hit My Low or Hit Me Low. Hit My Low or Hit Me Low. That's a really good name. Someone called Zweeling and someone called Seraphim Face to Face with Razzle Dazzler. That's a bit of a risky name because that sounds like a diddler, isn't it? Razzle Diddler or Razzle Dazzler. So big up those guys. So the caption says, Face to Face 3.0, we're back in Berlin for our third edition. And after the last one blew up, we're locked and loaded for another one. This time we're linking up with two of Berlin's finest. What's that? The Sassen Trace. Or was that Sassen Trance, Aurora Collective. These crews got their magic vibe and rock the same 240 DNA. This union, strategy and fire. We couldn't be happier about it. No DJ battles here. There's enough beef in the world. This space is all about unity and straightforward artistry. Oh, so I guess before it was seen as like a beef thing. So now they're trying to push positivity. Well, I guess so. To be fair, if you have people facing each other DJing, it's very hard not to people to feel competitive. Just watch. I haven't seen this video in full, but I've seen some segments, and whoever the girl is, I think the girl might be Cuckoo. Is that the girl? I don't know. Whoever the girl is, she looks very nervous. So I'm assuming the nature of just like standing in front of somebody and you're playing and everyone's wrapped around you is pretty nerve-wracking. So you can't really avoid the beefing because everyone's going to be trying to compete with each other and try and outdo each other thing. That might be a situation that might occur when you do these type of things. And if there's one thing I'm certain about, you know, DJs for the most part, people in dance music hate competition. They hate rivalry and shit, right? They think it's all that stuff is lame. So they'll probably have to change that aspect of it. But I do like just the approach of having two people face each other, how it's laid out, them in the center, it's fucking sick. And the fact that there's no phones on the dance floor, you have to give these guys credit, especially if it's all aimed at Gen Zs and stuff, right? If it's all aimed at Gen Zs and younger millennials, the fact that there's no phones on the dance floor and everyone's really enjoying themselves, you have to give the people that organize this a lot of props because that probably takes a lot of work. That probably takes a lot of warnings, a lot of emails, a lot of PDFs, you know what I mean? A lot of posters. Maybe they do make you lock your phones up. I don't think so because I see someone's holding their phone. But the fact that everyone abides by the rules is fucking sick. So big up all of those people. I don't like that everybody smokes in techno. I don't like that. I don't like that everybody smokes cigarettes. It's so annoying. It's like, do you actually like the cigarette or are you just doing it because it looks cool? You know, everyone smokes cigarettes. One thing I hate when I go to Berlin, because everyone's allowed to smoke indoors, you come back home anyway, your clothes absolutely reek of tobacco. You usually have that smoker's raspy voice, even though you don't smoke, because you're inhaling it all around you. Everyone's fucking smoking. It's so annoying. But yeah, what do I know? Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm on call. Maybe I should start smoking. And then the other event they have going on is in the UK. The first one in Glasgow, which is happening soon. Who they've got here? Cloudy with Adrian Mills, Frank with LTB, TLO with Gallo, and someone called Dominique with Eva. So cool events overall. I'm eager to see them. I might actually go to the Glasgow. When's Glasgow? Glasgow is in August. I might actually go to this one. This looks good. I might actually have to go to the August one and check it out. But like I said, check them out. They're on Instagram as well. Their Instagram profile is as follows. It's 240kmh.k. Follow them on Instagram. They look like a pretty cool collective. I'm eager to see how this develops and evolves. This kind of battling beef face-to-face thing is quite cool. I like it personally. I know some people won't like it and find it kind of naff, but I just like anything a bit different that kind of freshens up the dance scene. It's not the same old, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong.